You've just finished a massive project. Your team is depleted, but the crunch is finally over. And before you can even catch your breath, a new challenge is handed to you. It's messy, behind schedule, and without even thinking, you say yes. Because deep down, a part of you believes, if I can pull this off, maybe I'll finally be enough. Sometimes we don't even realize that we're living for others. We just keep accepting the next priority, the next responsibility, the next role we think we're supposed to play. You've been climbing the ladder for so long, you forgot to ask where it was leaning. If you've ever felt that, please drop a comment below. What's one moment you realized you weren't living for you? I read every one of these, and they help shape what I create next. Because the moment we name a pattern, we start to break free from it. So I'm on a Zoom call with my new boss, and he's still getting to know me, and I'm trying to make a good impression. So when he tells me that my team is being split up, the team I've been leading for the last several years, and that there's this new exciting project they want me to lead, I enthusiastically nod, even as he tells me, there's room for you to push back if you see this differently. I keep nodding. Because deep down, I don't hear that prompt as an invitation. I hear it as a test. And this is the moment that sets everything else in motion. That project he's handing me, it's already behind. The handoff has been an absolute mess. The designs aren't done. It had actually even failed with several other teams before it came to me. But I don't ask any qualifying questions. I don't take even a second to think. I just say yes. Because a part of me still believes if I can fix this, if I can deliver, maybe I'll finally prove I'm enough. And that's where the roller coaster begins. From that day on, my self-worth rises and falls with every deadline, every delay, every missed milestone, 2.5 years of stress, of pressure, of pushing. And when it's finally over, I don't feel victorious. I feel empty. Because somewhere along the way, I stopped asking what I actually wanted. Looking back now, I can see 3 signs so clearly. And I want you to see if any of these ring true for you too. Sign number 1 is your worth is tied to your performance. You feel amazing when things go well and awful when they don't. Because your sense of value is riding the ups and downs of what you do, not who you are. Sign number 2, you say yes to every challenge placed in front of you. You don't pause. You don't check in at all. You just keep adding more because deep down, being overloaded feels like proof that you're important and you matter. Sign number 3, you don't even know what you want anymore. You've been living so long by other people's priorities that when someone finally asks you what you want, you draw a blank. And that was me. I wasn't broken, but I was deeply out of alignment. So if you're a chronic yes person, like I was, you don't need to learn how to say no overnight. You just need to learn how to pause. Say, let me sit with that. Or I'll get back to you once I check on a few things. That space, however small, is where your real answer lives. Because it's easy to say yes when someone hands you the next priority. But the deeper question, the one that actually matters, is this: do I want this? Or do I just want to be seen as good? And here's the part that changed everything for me. I had spent 8 years jumping from one massive project to the next, never once stopping to ask if I wanted what I was being handed. Then finally, that last project ended. And for the first time, no new goal appeared. And in that pause, in that uncomfortable open space, the question echoed throughout my body. What do I want? And I didn't have an answer because I'd never been given the space to find one. I used to think people-pleasing meant avoiding conflict or keeping the peace. But for me, it actually looked like achievement, overcommitment, saying yes to everything just to prove I mattered. That moment of pause, though, that's your exhale. The one that lets your awareness soften out of that approval-driven mindset that you have and gently back into your creative center. If you've been living for others, saying yes before you've even had a chance to breathe, you're not broken, you're not behind. You've just been following a pattern that was handed to you. But now you see it, and that means you can interrupt it. So the next time someone asks something of you, pause, even just for a breath. Say, let me sit with that. And then in the space that follows, listen. Not to the part of you that wants to please others, but to the part of you that knows you're already good enough. And if you're ready to go deeper, if you want to understand what it really means to live from the center of who you are, go watch this video right here. It's the one that started everything for me, and it just might start something for you too.